Once considered a relic of the Soviet era, Russia's Ilyushin IL-96 is making a surprise comeback, one that is shaking up the aviation world and challenging giants like Airbus and Boeing. Its return represents more than a revival of an aircraft. It's a declaration of independence and a tool of geopolitical power. So why is Russia betting so heavily on a design from the past? And how can this aging giant redefine the future of long-haul aviation? Let's take a closer look. The Ilyushin IL-96 was born not just as an airplane, but as a dream, the Soviet dream of conquering the skies on its own terms. In the late 1980s, as the Cold War drew to a close, Moscow envisioned an aircraft capable of rivaling the Boeing 747 and Airbus A340. The result was the IL-96, a sleek and ambitious wide-body behemoth. It featured larger and more aerodynamically efficient wings with winglets, a digital glass cockpit, a fly-by-wire control system, and 4 high-bypass Aviation PS-90 engines, offering major improvements in fuel efficiency, range, and environmental performance. But just as the aircraft prepared for takeoff, the nation that built it collapsed. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 shattered entire industries. Factories closed, funding vanished, and supply chains disappeared overnight. The IL-96, meant to carry Soviet pride across continents, suddenly found itself stranded between eras. Too late for the Soviet past, too outdated for a Western-dominated commercial aviation future. Yet the IL-96 never fully died. It adapted. Quietly, it took on new roles transporting Russian presidents, diplomats, and cosmonauts. Its white fuselage became a symbol, reminding the world that independence can be costly, but dependence is even costlier. Everything changed in 2022. Western sanctions grounded Russia's foreign-built fleets, cut off access to spare parts, and threatened to cripple the country's aviation system. But in that moment of crisis, the IL-96 rose again, reborn as the IL-96-400M, upgraded with domestic engines, modern avionics, and a new strategic purpose. It was no longer just an aircraft, it became a statement etched in titanium. Russia would continue to fly on its own terms. From the ruins of a dissolved superpower to the turbulence of modern geopolitics, the story of the IL-96 is a testament to the idea that a dream built to soar never truly collapses. The IL-96-400M represents the modern incarnation of Russia's aerospace ambitions, a bridge between Soviet heritage and 21st century innovation. Its fuselage, now nearly 64 meters long, is around 9 meters longer than the IL-96-300, allowing it to carry up to 370 passengers in various cabin configurations ranging from dense economy to premium multi-class layouts. Inside, the cabin is spacious and thoughtfully redesigned. Measuring 2.86 meters high and 5.7 meters wide, it offers improved comfort, supported by updated amenities such as an advanced in-flight entertainment system, high-speed internet, and satellite communications. But the aircraft is far more than a stretched version of its predecessor. At its core, the jet is powered by 4 Aviation PS-90A1 turbofan engines, each producing roughly 38,000 pounds of thrust. These engines offer significant improvements in performance, reliability, and emissions compared to older designs. Coupled with aerodynamic enhancements, including a 60-meter wingspan and elegantly swept winglets, the aircraft achieves a range of up to 10,000 kilometers, enabling long-distance intercontinental operations. Modernized avionics integrate digital flight management systems, satellite navigation, inertial guidance, and advanced collision avoidance technology. This ensures compliance with global aviation standards and allows safe operation in remote or complex airspace. And while most of the world has shifted to twin-engine efficiency, the IL-96-400M's 4-engine configuration provides an extra layer of redundancy, a distinct advantage on polar routes, oceanic crossings, or undeveloped regions where diversion airports are few and far between. In addition to its technical capabilities, the upgraded IL-96 carries a deeply symbolic meaning. Built largely from domestic components, it embodies Russia's drive for aviation self-sufficiency under international sanctions. It can be adapted for both civilian and military roles, ranging from passenger transport to airborne command missions. The aircraft represents not only engineering progress, but also geopolitical resilience. With the IL-96-400M, Russia hasn't just built a jet, it has built a statement of independence, a combination of performance, pride, and durability in the modern sky. For decades, Boeing and Airbus have dominated global aviation thanks to cutting-edge innovation, efficiency, and vast international supply chains that span continents. But in 2025, their greatest strength has become their greatest vulnerability. Both manufacturers are struggling with supply chain instability caused by strikes, regulatory challenges, geopolitical tensions, and global shipping disruptions. Airbus faces severe engine shortages leading to unfinished jets and delivery delays. Boeing is burdened with repair costs and supplier setbacks that affect production and profitability. These issues highlight how deeply the Western aerospace giants depend on globalization, making them vulnerable to external shocks that ripple through thousands of suppliers, from avionics manufacturers to engine producers. By contrast, Russia's new IL-96-400M represents a radically different philosophy, strategic independence, and resilience over pure efficiency and scale. Unlike Western manufacturers reliant on fragile global supply chains, the IL-96-400M is produced almost entirely within Russia, from the PS-90A1 engines to the avionics and airframe. This shields the aircraft from sanctions, trade disruptions, and export restrictions that can cripple Western programs. While it cannot match the fuel efficiency, advanced materials, or noise performance of the Airbus A340 or Boeing 777X, it offers something Russia values far more: autonomy. It ensures long-range connectivity essential for a nation with vast territory and global geopolitical interests. Cost is another advantage. The IL-96-400M is estimated at under $100 million per unit, significantly cheaper than Western wide-body aircraft and unaffected by their escalating development and production costs. However, challenges remain. Restarting mass production demands expanded domestic industrial capacity. Pilots must adapt to older Soviet-inspired design philosophies. Engine manufacturing is constrained by competition between civilian and military needs. And while domestic engines provide sovereignty, they remain less efficient and more expensive to maintain than modern Western counterparts. Even so, the IL-96-400EM's real opportunity lies not just in market competition, but in what it symbolizes: self-reliance, innovation, and strategic resilience. It may never dominate the international market, but it gives Russia the tools and confidence to rebuild its aviation industry on its own terms. Do you think Boeing and Airbus are too dependent on global supply chains? Can self-reliance outweigh pure efficiency in modern aviation? Share your thoughts in the comments. Despite its upgraded systems, refined cockpit, and improved passenger experience, one question remains: what truly sparked the IL-96's rebirth? The answer lies not in the airframe, but in the heart of the aircraft. A name now tied to Russia's greatest aerospace ambitions, the PD-35. The PD-35 is the most powerful jet engine Russia has ever developed, a fifth-generation high-bypass turbofan with a massive 3.1-meter rotor diameter and roughly 34 tons of thrust. Derived from the proven PD-14 used on the MC-21, the PD-35 pushes for world-class efficiency, reduced emissions, and long service life. It aims to compete directly with giants like GE's GE9X and Rolls-Royce's Trent XWB. But the engine is more than an upgrade. It is the golden key to the IL-96-400ME's true evolution. By replacing the current 4 PS-90A1 engines with 2 PD-35s, Russia can transform the IL-96 into a competitive twin-engine widebody, cutting fuel burn, reducing maintenance costs, and matching the configuration of modern Western aircraft. Composite fan blades, advanced heat-resistant alloys, and quieter operation help the PD-35 meet strict global environmental and noise standards. Strategically, the engine program is tied directly to national resilience. The Russian government has made it clear long-term aviation strength, civilian and military, depends on mastering domestic large engine production. With full political support and state funding, the PD-35 has become a flagship priority. Yet significant obstacles remain. Russia still faces limited mass production capacity, conflicting engine development needs across military programs, certification challenges abroad, and the cost and time required to expand supply chains. If the PD-35 succeeds and reaches serial production, it could reshape the future of Russian wide-body aviation. It represents technological independence, a message that Russia intends to chart its own course, maintain its aviation capabilities, and compete globally despite sanctions. The PD-35 is more than an engine. It is a statement of resilience, self-reliance, and a vision for the future of Russian aviation. And that brings us to the end of our journey through the evolution of the IL-96-400M, an aircraft that reflects a nation's determination to keep flying on its own wings.